Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time in history, they have made their way out onto the field. It is the NTFL women's representative team led by Captain Rhiannon Bush. Play getting underway at around 4:30 this afternoon.
I like it.
I'm keeping him dry.
Thank you.
He has to be nice to me on week that
Gurungura, Guaradarniki Larakia, Gulumring, Bujiraba, Goimbarongwa. Welcome to Larrakia country. Firstly, I must pay respect to my elders, those present and past. We are on sacred ground. We're on Larrakia country, here in Darwin, across the harbour and the surrounding regions. Larrakia are saltwater people. Our culture, our identity, our sacred sites and places, our laws govern who we are. It guides us, it directs us. Places where I live on Kimby Cox Peninsula, places like Daramaramaraji or Kijiri or Milik and many, many more. They dictate our cultural boundaries, but also keep us grounded in who we are as Larrakia. And we are growing as a community and as a nation of Larrakia people. And I'd like to thank everyone who participates in assisting us achieve our goals, not only for our people now and our families, but also for the future. So welcome to Larrakia country, and once again, thank you. Mama.
Hello, Charlie King here from the No More campaign. The campaign asks all Australians to say no more to family violence. The high and unacceptable levels of family violence in Australia are a national shame for all of us, but we can do something about it. We can link arms to symbolically show national unity. We can speak out against family violence, and we can encourage each other to be more respectful in our relationships.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the captains are going to stay in the middle with the coin toss play about to get underway in just a couple of minutes' time with the NTFL women's up against the Glenelg women's. The coin toss this afternoon will be performed by the Honourable Kate Warden, Minister for Sport, and NITV's Natasha Medbury as they make their way out onto the field now.
Maybe there might be. Maybe there might be positive
Thanks, Nev. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the Cazaly's Australia Day clash between the Northern Territory Football League and Glenelg here on beautiful Larrakia country on a somewhat of a typical Darwin wet season day. My name's Liz Cruz, and joining me in the commentary box today is the dynamic duo of Nick O'Reilly and Stan Coombe.
Ladies and gentlemen, Glenelg have won the toss and they've elected to the Michael Long end for the first quarter.
I was thinking earlier that this morning it was very humid, but that rain's come in and has shifted in, and it's sort of cooled things down a bit, which would suit Glenelg a bit more. They wouldn't be used to that humidity, would they, Stan?
No, I think they'd be pretty happy that the rain has come. Tell you what, isn't this almost back to the future? This is how NTFL men's representative football started back in 1985, a match up against Glenelg, and it's great for NTFL women's to start their representative careers in the same fashion.
Absolutely, Stan. And how good do they look? I'm a little bit biased in the traditional buffs, NT buffs Guernsey out there, Nico.
Yeah, you'll hear a bit of bias from you, I reckon, today, Cruzy. A lot of your mates, of course, are donning the ochre as the umpire's about to get things underway. We might leave it over to you, Stan, to get things underway. But no, it's going to be a cracker. It's pretty heavy underfoot. We had a lot of rain, but for now, here's Stan Coombe with the opening bounce.
It's Glenelg versus the NTFL Buffettes. Jasmine Hewitt in the ruck, and a lovely tap to get things going too. The soccer off the ground gets the footy towards the Buffaloes half-forward line. Hewitt again. Great effort. Solved a little bit of candy there. And then eventually got the kick to go inside 50. It's out in front of Michaela Ward. Nose over the football. Standing in the road. Madison Freeman there for the Bays with the number 2 on. The free kick's been given. And it'll go to Glenelg just inside the defensive 50.
One good thing about those white jumpers today, Nico, it'll be very easy to pick the teams apart.
Absolutely. I'm not really a fan of the yellow numbers on the on the back, but we'll stick it out as we're out right half back. Glenelg trying to bust things out. The umpire says, my ball. Cruzy, I don't know if is the weather going to hang around a bit this afternoon?
Yeah, I think it'll be quite rainy for most of the game. It looks like it's still coming across from Dundee area. If any fishermen out there know Dundee, they'll know where that is. But
Jasmine Hewitt getting that tap down, and they're inside attacking 50 at the drop of a hat. Kick underway is just off the side of the boot. So the kick to the top of the square. Glenelg scrambling, and they've got Shermer. Gets boots of ball, trying to bang it out of there. Bodies flying everywhere. It's a hot contest early here at Marara. The umpire letting this one go a bit. Pops out now. Bit of circling from the umpire and says my ball.
Certainly let it go a bit too. Look, early on when that pack developed, a really good effort by Rennie Hicks for the NTFL. Really put her body on the line. Glenelg Ruckman probably had the better of that. I reckon there's going to be a lot of football like this today. The ball's going to be down on the ground and players are going to have trouble picking it up, and even if they do pick it up, they won't be able to break away like the Glenelg were unable to do then. That was a gang tackle. 3 or 4 NTFL Buffaloes wrapping their arms around the Glenelg player and preventing them to getting away. Even contest there between Hewitt and her opponent. The ball was dropped soon as the Glenelg player was tackled. 2 Glenelg players around the footy. Chelsea Packer trying to break the tackle. She can't. Attempted kick forward by the Buffs has been smothered. Hewitt's lurking again. She waited for the handball. It didn't come to her. Intercepted by Grace Duffy, who gets the kick away for Glenelg.
So Sam Franson in pursuit over there on the outer wing. Gets ball, gets the kick away. It's a nice one too. It might work out. Ali Kallock with the kick. It's just overcooked it a bit, although pressure coming now from the Glenelg forwards. Heavy contest over there. The umpire's picked a free kick out here, and it's going the way of the Buffs. So the quick kick out to centre wing. We've got Jasmine Hewitt. It's a quick handball away. She might get it back. Ignores that. Goes up to centre half forward. Centre wing, sorry. Nice tackle pressure there coming from Shermer, and the umpire's pinged. Yeah. A free kick holding the ball.
Grace Mulvale there, just under pressure. She won the best on ground in last year's grand final for Southern District, so she's only 17, so she'll be learning a lot out there today from the Glenelg team. Big
future from that young lady as they're away again. The kick up to centre half forward. And it's Ward. Handballs it to herself, throws it on the right, top of the square sort of set up. Might work out. Although Jenna Singh couldn't quite pull it in, could she, Stan?
Boundary throw in, about 10 metres around from the behind post. Still no score, 3.5 minutes into this representative match. Women's representative football in Darwin. NTFL getting their first crack at it, and listen to the cheers there as one of their players comes on from the interchange, Morgan Johnson. She brought her own cheer squad.
There's actually been a late change. It's not Morgan Johnson. She's pulled out with a finger injury, Stan. So Claudia Fabry has come in with the headwear on.
I'll have to make a note of that as we're back in the action. Quick kick, top of the square sort of set up. Well, Glenelg with the numbers. Nice pressure coming over the back there from Ward. Umpire says my pill though. We'll throw it up. No, free kick. Holding the pill. So Michaela Ward will go back and have a set shot of goal.
Michaela, of course, the sister of Callan Ward, from the GWS Giants, previously Western Bulldogs, and Michaela herself has played VFLW for the Western Bulldogs herself. So plays for the Nightcliff Tigers. We'll have a look at this kick.
As Eliza Morrison comes on the ground. Michaela Ward, the kick is a one that might work. No, through 4A behind. So the first score for the day. Northern Territory Women's just the one behind. Glenelg Women's yet to score.
Don't even have to get a kick out here to get a cheer. All you have to do is be off the ground and run on.
I can't wait to get down to the canteen at half time, see if I get that sort of clap stand.
I think it's dependent on what colour your jumper is too.
That's right.
Nice mark taken from the kick in by Jessica Bates for Glenelg. Deep in the back pocket, grandstand side of the ground. Couldn't get elevation on the kick, and it was well intercepted by Tabitha May. Too far out to score, you'd think, right on the 50-metre line. Puts it towards the top of the square. Good defence there by the Bays, and Jessica Bates again, her second possession in a matter of minutes. Short pass only went to the top of the goal square. Mira Gervin was there, gave the handball off to her teammate Early Shermer, but her kick has been intercepted on that attacking 50. The Buffs will go forward again.
So Rhiannon Bush, the kick up to the top of the square. Ward from behind, can't quite just pull that one in. And Glenelg looking to clear here. This one might go over the boundary. Yes, it will. And we'll have, free kick.
Well, speaking of captains, Nick Rhiannon Bush is the captain for the Northern Territory today, while for Glenelg, Ali Callock is the captain and Chelsea Packer is a vice-captain.
There you go. You heard it here first, thanks to Liz Cruz. Ward on a lead. She's off to a good start, Stan.
Yeah, probably been the main one up in the forward line, and Bates the main one back there for Glenelg at the moment.
Absolutely good kick that was too. Not quite pulled in. Some spinning pirouette sort of action from Adi Chittick. Quick kick comes out. Morrison cops a high one. Umpire says play on. Plenty of pressure around this pill. So it just comes out. Here's May. Well done. Spins out of trouble. Gets a handball over the top. Build up here from May. Good follow-up too from that young lady. The kick to Hewitt. She can't quite drag it in. And we might see a repeat of previous efforts. Nice big rugby union sort of vibe. Stan?
I think we're going to see a fair bit of that. The wet conditions out there make it pretty hard to produce any sort of clear running football. Ball up 45 metres out from the Buffs goal. Oh, good pressure put on the ruckman. Some good tackling now by the Bays. Once again, one of these packs developing. Ellen Tominski there for Glenelg. Got the handball out to Chelsea Packer. And Packer kicks up towards the half-back flank. It's clean bowled, everyone. Some good body work there by Isabella Rapson. Just put her opponent off the footy. That gave the opportunity for her teammate Molly Cooper to get a kick away towards half-forward. That's been gathered by for Glenelg by Chelsea Packer. Kick back into the centre square. Sam Franson was there. Couldn't handle the wet football. Little handball comes out in favour of the Buffs. They slap it further forward. Oh, good tackling. And now a charge. Is that Rhiannon Bush?
Yeah,
She's got the kick forward, deep into the forward pocket. And a roll out of bounds for a boundary throw in about 5 metres around from the post. But that was good play by the Buffs.
Yeah, the tackle there by Jazz Hewitt. You know, obviously all of us up here in the NT know about Jazz, but she was on the Gold Coast Suns list last year in 2020 and was on the Adelaide Crows AFLW list as well. She's just super athletic, and you'll mention her name about 10 times a quarter today, I think, Stan.
Absolutely. Here she is now. She gets a tap out the back. Not a lot doing, though, at ground level. Handball gets fired out now, off the deck. Here's Eliza Morrison, throws it on the left. Quick kick around the corner. Glenelg under all sorts of pressure here. Just a rush kick out. Might work out for them. Good pressure coming over the back. But it's Morris with that clearing kick. They just can't quite get it past the centre wing. Can the Tigers?
Well, no one's got the ball there. They're all wrestling each other.
Bit of stand-up comedy over the side going there. As we back on centre wing now. Oldhouse gets a handball out. A bit of high action going on. Umpire putting the whistle away, which I don't mind. Circling, not a lot happening. And they'll... Umpire will ball this one up. I'll tell you what, Eliza Morrison's come on the ground. She's had an instant impact, I reckon. Of course, the founder of Wobbly Legs Wednesday Cruisy, which we attend.
We do love getting up at 6 a.m. on a Wednesday to go for a run with Eliza. She was a strength and conditioning coach for NT Thunder men's and women's. So also worked at the Geelong Cats when she lived in Victoria. So she's very fit herself, but also a good footballer.
Well, I like her then because I love my Cats. Jasmine Hewitt did some good play there. Got the footy to Amy Chittick. It's now on the attacking 50 for the Buffs. Now just inside 50, knocked a little bit further forward. This Glenelg defence under a fair bit of pressure. Quick kick out of that defensive 50 now towards centre back. Gee, some good footy, Tess Andrews. But then she ran into a tackle, and it might have been your young lady, Eliza Morrison,
There
again.
was.
There she is.
She's a little weapon. Old Liza Morrison. She's weighing up her options. I love her kicking action too. It's it up to the top. Oh, look at this. The old Joe the Goose over the top. Ward drills the first one for the Northern Territory Buffalo Women's. They push the lead out to 1-1-7. Glenelg are yet to score.
Absolutely fantastic by Michaela Ward there. As I said, sister of Callan Ward, but she certainly holds her own in the women's football competition. Had experience for the Western Bulldogs, plays for the Nightcliff Tigers. She came up last season, loved it so much, even though she sustained a collarbone injury, that she moved back up here. She's a school teacher and really embracing the Territory lifestyle, Stan.
Well, deserved a goal too. She's been the go-to lady up in that forward line. She's had her hands on the footy several times. And just reward for her efforts. First goal on the board, NTFL 1-1-7. Glenelg 0.
Yet to score.
0-0.
Just at the 10.5 minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. You're watching on NITV.
Molly Althouse has gone into the ruck for the NTFL and had an impact immediately.
Only 18, young Molly. She goes to boarding school in South Australia, so she'd know a few of these Glenelg players.
Well, if you have a look at her website, she might be the last lady named on their women's squad. So this could be a big game for her. This could get her games of senior footy. Jasmine Hewitt with a quick kick forward. She's been prominent already. Oh, that was a nice gather. The handball goes over towards Jenna Singh. She couldn't get the kick away. She's going to end up with a free kick.
Yeah, she copped a high one. She wore it too. She got straight back up. And we'll have a set shot on the 45 from about 35 metres out.
Well, Jenna, we actually call her Aggie up here in Darwin. She's got a huge kick, so let's see what she does with this one.
We'll sing not on song with that one at to the top of the square.
You're on fire.
I'll leave the stand up to you, Stan, as there's a bit of pressure in the deep attacking 50 for Nightcliff, for Glenelg. I see those Tigers colours.
It must be hard just to look at that jumper for you that watch Nightcliff all the time.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit confusing. As they're almost away, Tess Andrews tries to get that kick away for Glenelg and goes over the boundary, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Yeah, lovely smother there by Northern Territory. We're almost at the 12-minute mark, and I don't think the ball's been past the centre circle yet. Back down the other end, Stan.
If they've got it inside the attacking 50, Glenelg, it was briefly and it came straight back out anyway. Whistle went just as Tess Andrews was about to run out with a footy for Glenelg, and she's not going to get that opportunity. The free kick is going to go to Katie Stretter, is it?
Katie Stretter.
Like Streds, yep. Number 10 today. She's just come back from a broken arm, plays for Pints, who are currently leading the NTFL competition this season, undefeated.
Right into the goal square. Glenelg had plenty of defenders back there. There's also plenty of forwards around for the NT Buffs. It's a matter of just getting clear hands on the footy here. Eventually it's Glenelg that do, but Lucy Earl's kick was under a fair bit of pressure. Nice effort by Madison Freeman out near the boundary line. Couldn't take the footy for it. Gee, it's been kicked back into a dangerous spot. Ward's lurking there for NTFL. That was courage. She stayed down too. I reckon she got collected by a knee. And eventually Glenelg will clear it out to half back.
Looks like Michaela's getting up off the ball. She's sort of coming to her senses now. The quick kick going inside from Crawford. A nice kick too. And finds Bella Clark. So Bella Clark just weighing up her options. She's got Michaela Ward on. She heads in that direction. And there she goes. It's good indication that she's back, Cruzy.
Yes, Michaela Ward's back. She did get hit hard, but she's a pretty tough cookie. And what great composure by Bella Clark there just to get that ball into her.
Absolutely. She's BOG so far today.
I would think so, and she probably should have been having a shot for goal from here anyway. It was around about here where she got collected high.
Absolutely. Kick underway from that lady. Just gets over the top. Umpire says all clear. She gets a second.
2 goals to Michaela Ward in the first 14 minutes of the game, and she's going to run straight to the bench. But what a gutsy effort, Stan, to get up from injury, take that mark and go back and convert.
Yeah, fantastic. She certainly copped it hard and copped it high. And I look, you could be forgiven for staying down on that occasion. We've just got the replay coming up here, and you mentioned the composure of Bella Clark. I think some evidence here. Just had a little bit of a look. Oh, there's a pretty handy target out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bella's
All right.
only about 19 herself. She's from Southern Districts Football Club, played in the Premiership last season, and her family are stalwarts out there at Crocs at Fred's Pass, and she's just had a great junior footy career and following it up with a good senior career so far.
Back in the middle, Jasmine Hewitt winning that down again. She's been dominant so far in the ruck for NT. The ball comes out to half forward. Glenelg looking to clear it again. Our free kick's been picked out, and it's going the way of Glenelg. So they'll look to reboot from left half back. Has a few options on, and something down the middle ignores that. And clean bowls everyone. Jasmine Hewitt in pursuit there over there. Does well, wins the ball back, tries to paddle it out. Umpire says play on. And that one's locked in, and we'll have a ball up.
One thing to remember today is that the NTFL girls are in the middle of their season, whereas the Glenelg, they don't start till March 28th, so it's still pre-season for them. So this will be a good hit out for them.
Anya Bunkovic in the ruck there for Glenelg. I think Hewitt might have had the better of the contest, and then Hewitt down at ground level slips a little handball out in front of Tabitha May. May bounced off a couple of players. The ball ended up with Eliza Morrison, who tried to hand it over to a teammate. Now eventually clean possession here. Tabitha May in the action once again, but good tackling by Sam Franson. She's going to be rewarded for that and get a free kick for Glenelg right in the centre of the ground. This is a chance to send them further forward than they've been all game.
Wearing the number 1 Guernsey is Sam Franson.
Accomplished player too, runner-up in their best and fairest last year.
Absolutely.
Rhiannon Bush with a nice handball over the top, just doesn't quite find Iacono. The tune of Gemma. And kick it, at half back now for NT. Fires a handball out, Morrison there. 2-on-1.
Oof.
And this one looks like it's getting wrapped up again, and we'll have another ball up.
Letitia Jeffrey getting off the bottom of the pack there for the NT. Of course, a very accomplished player, but the daughter of Russell Jeffrey, a territory legend. So quarter time here at TIO Stadium. It's the NTFL 2-1-13 leading Glenelg. Yet to score. We'll be back after a short break.
Love exploring the territory? If you do, it's good to know that with TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance, if you have an accident covered by your policy, we're here to help with the reasonable costs of towing, as well as your additional emergency accommodation and travelling costs. So get out there and explore. Get a quote today. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Head on in to Cazaly's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Cazaly's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full bedding facilities available. Cazaly's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Hello, Charlie King here from the No More campaign. The campaign asks all Australians to say no more to family violence. The high and unacceptable levels of family violence in Australia are a national shame for all of us, but we can do something about it. We can link arms to symbolically show national unity. We can speak out against family violence, and we can encourage each other to be more respectful in our relationships.
AFL Northern Territory would like to remind spectators that congregating at the team huddles is not permitted during the breaks.
Head on in to Cazaly's Palmerston Club. Business meetings, coffee breaks, or just unwinding, Cazaly's has you covered. It's the perfect spot for a catch-up with friends, with stylish function areas suitable for any occasion. Sensational meals. Our family-friendly bistro has plenty of delicious options. All the latest machines in our modern gaming room. Get around the pool tables and prove your skills. Fancy a flutter? We've got full betting facilities available. Cazaly's Palmerston Club, making a difference.
Well, it's quarter time here at TIO Stadium, and the NTFL women's off to a great start, 2-1-13. So far leaving Glenelg scoreless. Don't forget, coming up at 6:30 tonight is the NTFL men's game versus the Glenelg Tigers men's team. That's at 6:30 tonight here at TIO Stadium. But play about to get underway in the second quarter of the women's game in just a few moments' time. And it's the NTFL women's with the early lead, 2-1-13. Glenelg scoreless.
Well, welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin for the Cazaly's Australia Day clash between the Northern Territory Football League and Glenelg. It's quarter time here and the score is Northern Territory Football League 2-1-13, leading Glenelg yet to score. It was a pretty fast quarter despite the rain. Stan, how did you see it? Who were in best players for Glenelg?
Look, Glenelg was pretty hard. Most of the action was down in their back line, so you're probably looking at defenders. Jessica Bates, I think I mentioned during the call, had plenty of kicks. Ellie Shermer was doing well, but also suspect a few of the others that might have bobbed up, like Sam Franson, Madison Freeman, and maybe Ellie Kellogg. I reckon they were probably starting in the midfield, but had no choice if they wanted to get their hands on the footy to get back inside that defensive 50. So all the good work was done back there. It had to be.
And Nico, obviously NTFL, really consolidated on the scoreboard. Who did you see in the best for the first quarter?
Yeah, they did. Michaela Ward's best on ground for mine. I reckon she'll be best on ground later on at Wisdom's as well, Cruzy. But I do think Eliza Morrison come on and made quite the impact, and young Tabitha May also has been really clean in these wet conditions and really got that ball deep inside attacking 50. And then, of course, the ruckman, the Jasmine Hewitt, has been absolutely dominating. And I think that AFLW experience, Cruzy, is really starting to show.
Absolutely, and the NT girls wanting to perform on the big stage in front of a home crowd. I'm sure they're all up and about for the game as we get started for the second quarter, Stan.
So Hewitt in the ruck again, and probably had the bearer of the tap. Not badly directed either, too, down towards Dominique Carboni. She couldn't extract herself out of the centre because a big pack of players swarmed around her. Now Chelsea Packer will go for it. In fact, it was Piper Window that kicked it forward out to the half-forward flank. Chelsea Packer is lurking around this contest. The handball came in her direction. She's left it for Window. So the window was open. Close to the boundary line over there on the forward line. We might get a ball up 55 metres out.
I tell you what, Stan, I'm really enjoying your dad joke humour.
Well, Piper Window, she's actually got a territory connection, the Glenelg player. She's the great niece of Darryl Window from Wanderers Football Club.
There you go.
NTFL administration legend up here.
You heard it here first. There's not a lot that Cruzy doesn't know. She'll let us know throughout that coverage.
And I wouldn't mind chiming in there if we're going to have a ball up, because I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now if it wasn't for the mentoring of Darryl Window.
There you go. Well, Darryl Window, I've got about 40 years experience up here and is absolutely passionate about women's football in the Northern Territory. He loves it.
Does he? That's right. Good on him. He'll be watching at home or maybe in the bar next door. Who would know? As there's a free kick popped out that's right back pocket for the Buffs. Eliza Morrison. She's having an absolute rip snorter. Early here on in the piece, she finds Carbone.
Wow.
She's done well. She's done the old 1-2 here. Lizzie, she's a workhorse.
She loves to rack up those possessions.
It's all that wobbly leg Wednesday content that she does. She's got a huge motor. Is out on the outer wing now.
Just watching the Glenelg bench, there's a player going off for a break. That's number 10, Grace Duffy, going up the race with the trainer. I think she's just going to get a small injury tended to.
This is a better build-up from Glenelg, up to half-forward now, but it looks like it's going to get chopped off again. At half-forward for them. But he's flying around. Ball pops out now. It's Chittick. So back up to half forward now for Glenelg. This is good. Better build up. Although again, it's getting chopped off. Jeffries goes down. And they'll look to reload from half back.
Eliza Shannon got the kick away in towards the centre. She was looking for Hewitt. Hewitt bumped off the footy. Lisa Roberts goes in, tried to get the handball back to Hewitt. Good pressure here by Glenelg. Good tackling, and they're going to be rewarded for that, holding the ball the decision. And they'll get it right in the middle of TIO Stadium. Player out there might be Madison Freeman, I think, with the footy in her hands. No, in fact, it's Jessica Bates again. And we gave her a mention at quarter time. The kick cleared the pack. Fell to the back of it. Oh, fresh air shot there as Eliza Shannon tried to get beat the ball. She has a second crack at it and gets the kick away now out towards the wing. They all went tumbling down all over the place like 10 pins. Staying on their feet, Tamsin Morris. Kick towards Letitia Jeffrey. She couldn't take the mark. Still managed to get a little handball away as the tackle came. Now a chance for Madison Freeman to pick up for Glenelg. Best and fairest winner last year. The handball's gone astray, straight to Dominic Carbone. Carbone, a little left foot dribbler, gets it up to the half-forward flex, some heavy body work. Just as Madison Freeman gets a kick away, I think the umpire's going to blow the whistle on that body work. It looks like a free kick to Glenelg.
Bit of frustration there from young Carbone.
Yeah, I saw a photo of Dom down at Hawthorn this week, actually, training. I saw that on Instagram, I think it was, with Ashanti Bush from the Northern Territory Football League as well.
This is a famous name at Glenelg, this one, Chig Whitten.
Yes, very famous.
Former captain of the men's side. There's got to be a family connection there, I would think. Here's Jessica Bates again, one of their best. She can't control the footy. It goes over the boundary line for a boundary throw in centre wing, grandstand side.
There's a great crowd here today, as you can see on screen, and also there'll be a lot of people interested in this game down in South Australia in Glenelg, so big hello to everyone that's watching on the NITV broadcast.
So ball thrown back in, right in front of the commentary box. Morrison there goes without it. Bush with a nice tackle. Ball locked in again, and we'll do it. We'll have another stoppage, another ball up.
And the good news for Glenelg fans is that Grace Duffy's back on the bench. She's got her hand wrapped up, so she looks ready and raring to go again.
Jasmine Hewitt with the tap down, but it's only as far as Bates. Quick kick. She's been pretty busy, Bates. I like the look of her. To right half forward now for Glenelg. Fires a handball out. Here's Shappins. Kick inside attacking 50. She's going to get it back.
Oh, Eliza Shannon, beautiful.
Tackle.
What great pressure. Eliza's the only player from St Mary's today, a team that's sitting second on the ladder in the NTFL. So, she's flying the flag there for the green and gold and having a great second quarter.
Kick goes up towards the half-back flank. Spilt to the ground after the marking contest. Hewitt lurking around it, bumped off it, and the umpire will call for a ball up. We're about 60, 65 out from the Glenelg goal. They've done a lot more attacking in this second term. They hardly got a sniff at inside 50 in the first quarter, but the footy's probably spent most of the time in their forward half. And the whistle's gone. Umpires call it a throw. Free kick will end up in the hands of the NT Buffaloes.
Eliza Morrison again.
She's had about 3 or 4 kicks already this quarter.
She's quite busy. As Roberts, quick kick on the left, up to centre wing. And it's all Glenelg there. Eliza Morrison
have another one.
Cops the old Falcon to the face, but it doesn't bother Eliza. She gets a kick up centre wing, and they're away here now through Gooden. Kick up to half forward. NT with the numbers here. Hewitt's handball was smothered. And Glenelg looking to clear it. Quick kick coming out of the pack, and that's a nice one, although drop mark there by Franson. Good follow-up tackle from her. Old House sells a bit of candy, if you don't mind, around the corner. Hewitt again. She's had an extraordinary game so far. Here's Molly. Look at that for a pickup.
To some of the skills she's just displayed in the last couple of passages.
I love watching Molly Althouse. She's a player that looks like she's got all the time in the world and just beautiful skills.
Great skills, selling candy, one-handed pickups in the wet. Now the kick was a nice one too, inside 50. Glenelg soccer it out towards the defensive 50-metre line. That might be a push in the back. The umpire right onto that. The free kick will go to the Buffs and be taken by Gemma Iacono.
Yeah, Gemma, Darwin Buffalo's a player. She's a very highly skilled player. She gets that ball in there, but the mark's gone down, Nico.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad kick, just fell short of the mark.
Pretty hard to take marks in this weather.
Certainly is a attempted shot in towards goal. Again, it might be Michaela Ward out there, but some good pressure from Glenelg in defence. They'll hold it up right in that back pocket. Lurking around there, Alice Bradley. Gee, they've tried to link up with hands. It's pretty difficult in these conditions. And look, as a result, the ball's gone astray after the second handball. Now leading in the race for it is Jenna Singh for the Buffs. She can't pick it up. She might receive it back. No, Letitia Jeffrey does. Quickly slams it onto the boot. It's only about 20 metres out from the NTFL goal. Sock it over towards Katie Stretter. In towards the top of the goal square. There's Ward again. And that's stopped right on the goal post.
I think it hit the post. Clear. Yeah, no, it's hit the post.
Just hit the post.
Just.
We'll take the point. Gee, they might have had to get the micrometer out for that one. I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon, and you'll get a really good, look at home at
on the replay.
How wet it is out there.
Well, nearly 7 minute mark of the second quarter. It's NT Buffaloes 2-2-14 leading Glenelg yet to score.
So up at half back now, Glenelg trying to work it out. I'd want to get on the board pretty soon. Umpire circling, and we'll have a ball up.
You wonder if maybe they missed their chance. They had it up in that forward line for 5 minutes.
Yeah, they did. It looked like they had it locked in there for a few minutes too, and you thought the pressure was building, but NT good enough to get it out as Oldhouse feeds a handball out. Beautiful, clean work from her, Singh. And now Glenelg looking to get it out of there. Shermer. It was Gervin. And I think quick kick around the corner is just through for a behind.
It might have been Iacono having the snapper goal there. Again, some influence from Molly Althouse.
Yeah, Molly, she's, like I said, 18. I think she played in those 3 consecutive Darwin Buffaloes under-18s premierships, Nick, coached by her mum, Nat. And not only is she a great player, she's one of the funniest people I know. So wicked sense of humour. She should be up here in the box with you two fellas today.
She's playing too well. I think the NTFL would rather have her out there. Glenelg towards centre half back. Chelsea Packer over the footy, through the arms out. Letitia Jeffrey gathers, kicks inside 50. It was a lovely low trajectory pass. She's hit Jasmine Hewitt on the chest. Hewitt plays on quickly towards the top of the goal square. Ward had good hands on it, couldn't hold on to it. Jeffrey goes back in, can't take it. Now Ward there again. Little handball taken by Singh. Good pressure here though by the Glenelg defence. That was promising for the NTFL. But some grit and determination by Glenelg has stopped the scoring opportunity. And again, the tackle laid on Claudia Fabry stops her from running in towards an open goal. Another effort here from Fabry. Little kick around the corner, gathered and kicked in towards goal. Would have been Letitia Jeffrey getting to the top of the goal square. Good handball, comes out. Jasmine Hewitt just bumped off the kick, and that's gone right to the goal line as well. We need the cameras down in the Michael Long Learning Centre. Here's another shot.
Look at that.
Is that Letitia Jeffrey?
Over the head.
No, number 3. Lauren Gooden.
Yeah, Lauren Gooden from the Nightcliff Tigers. She actually played for St Mary's until last season and made the cross over to the Tigers, and she's been outstanding in the NTFL competition this year. So just 9.5 minute mark of the second quarter. It's the Northern Territory 3-3-21 leading Glenelg yet to score. Nico?
She might have had a couple of touches in that passage of play. I might have called her Letitia Jeffrey twice, but the goal was a good one by Gooden.
Yeah, absolutely. Good one by Gooden. I don't mind that, Stan. Geez, you're living up to the hype of the dad jokes. I'm actually really frothing it, actually.
Well, just looking down the ground, you've got the NT men's team standing out the front of the Michael Long Learning and Leadership Centre watching, and the Glenelg Bays are down on the interchange bench watching this game. And interesting that the Glenelg team have got 2 Territorians in Marlon Motlop and Neil Vivi playing today, Nico.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see. They'll be, I don't know.
Wonder who they're going for.
In 2 worlds. As the kick comes up to half forward, looking for Cusack. She kicks it out in front of herself. Picks it up now, nice and clean below the knees. So the ball fires out now. Glenelg looking to only finds Oldhouse though. She fires out the handball. And it's a good kick inside attacking 50. Hewitt just goes to ground at the last moment. Some good pressure here coming in, but we'll have a ball up. Stan.
About 35 metres out from the NTFL goal. Glenelg did all the attacking in the first 5 minutes of this term, but since then, the Buffettes are able to do exactly what they did. Well, I probably shouldn't call them Buffettes, should I? Maybe Buffaloes, because there is Buffettes already, Darwin. They did all the attacking in the first quarter, and since that little flurry by Glenelg, it's been all the NTFL since. Ball's on there attacking 50. They're taking it towards the line. Millie Gentle knocks it over and we'll get a boundary throw in just outside 50.
Cruzy, put your coaching hat on. What the heck did Glenelg need to do to get a goal?
They need to get it, obviously, through the centre. You know, it's obviously not working for them now, but like I said, it's pre-season for them and the coach might be just trying to work a few things out. They're on the home turf of the Territory girls who probably know each other really well, but, you know, I don't know if Glenelg have had a few girls come in the off-season and this is just a really good hit out for them to get some teamwork going.
Geez, I'll tell you what, Eliza Morrison comes on the field and she gets another... well, everyone's revving her up.
She's pretty popular around Darwin, as we see a very good mark there taken by Chelsea Packer for Glenelg, who's their vice-captain.
So Packer just can't quite find Callock. Away through Rhiannon Bush. There's the NT. Quick kick in there from Lisa Roberts inside attacking 50. It's a dangerous run. Ward goes to ground. Glenelg trying to get numbers around the pill. Ball pops out. Left half back now here for Glenelg. And it's Iacono. Gets a handball away to Roberts. Roberts inside attacking 50. It's a good kick.
Lisa Roberts is the Cameron Islet, the female version of Cameron Islet in the NTFL, Nick.
Bella Clark, kick to the top of the square.
What hasn't she done? She's achieved everything.
Let's get shoved out of the way. And this one's getting turned over through Morgan Johnson. Lowers the eyes. Finds something that she likes.
Claudia Fabry there, Nico.
Sorry.
You had the change.
To make a note of that. I did hear you say it early, Cruzy.
Have a big night last night, Nick.
No, don't know what you're talking about. A bit of pressure coming around the ball, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Quiet night studying our notes for today's game. Look, it's fantastic today. The atmosphere is great. Even though there's rain here, there's a huge crowd of both NT and South Australian supporters. Always had strong links to South Australia, has the Northern Territory, so it's just wonderful to be here.
Might have a few visitors up from Catherine and Alice Springs as well to watch that game that was played before this one.
Yeah, and wasn't that fantastic to see the Big Rivers team and the Red Tails from Central Australia? And of course in that game it was the Red Tails 12-18-90 who defeated Big Rivers 5-10-40, Stan.
Let's have more of it. There's Old House. Good golly, Miss Molly. I think she's becoming my favourite player, the kick inside 50.
So do I, Stan. I reckon she's as well.
It was about 40 metres out from the NTFL goal. Gee, that was some good play out of defence here by Glenelg. Player swooped on the wet ball and got a nice slick handball out. A little bit of a fumble there by Rhiannon Bush, but she's good enough to go back and make up for that. Put her kick out wide, and she's given the run of the footy to Gemma Iacono. It's had a fair bit of it since coming onto the ground.
Very experienced player, Gemma Iacono, and she would have played with a lot of these girls through the NT Thunder program. So even though they're all on opposition teams, they get along pretty well.
Lisa Roberts with a kick up to half forward. It was a good one. The kick's coming back inside attacking 50 though. Clean bowls a few players. Bit of pressure here for Glenelg. Try and clear it. They do have numbers. They should be right, although a bit of a stinker of a handball in the end. Put the teammate under pressure. NT Women's looking to fire this one out.
Oh, good tackle.
So Morrison again. Roberts. She's gotten busier this quarter. Old House just goes with the one juke, if you don't mind. And she's been pinged for holding the ball.
Good effort there by Glenelg. Looked like they were under the pump again, but now able to clear up towards the wing. Few around it, Bus, but the pressure's coming, and that's called holding the ball. Player tried to get the kick away, but unsuccessful in doing so. And I think Sam Franson that got the free kick for Glenelg. Towards centre half forward with it. Footy probably in between centre and centre half forward. As I speak, little kick goes forward for the NTFL, and it's taken by Grace Mulverhill right on the centre circle. Kick went out wide, not too sure who she was looking for out there. Great body work, Tabitha May. Bumped the opponent off the footy. She'll go back and apply a tackle as well. And eventually a decision will be made by the umpire out there. He's indicating holding the ball, and the free kick's going to go to the NTFL. And I think Lisa Roberts to take it. And she's brought her own footy out there in this second term.
She sure has, as Lisa Roberts gets that kick up to half forward, comes back to centre wing. Glenelg looking to... Just over 30 seconds to go.
Tamsin Morris, she debuted for Glenelg at just 15 years of age. Good effort, isn't it? Gemma Iacono again, chopping it off across centre half back time and time again.
She plays, we are both Essendon supporters, me and Gem, and we both love James Hird, and I reckon she plays like him too.
Yeah, it's just like me and Stan are Geelong supporters and play like Gary Ablett, don't we, Stan?
Yeah.
We can't help our good taste. There was one time right at the end of the year I wished I wasn't barracking for him.
Yeah, a bit devastating, wasn't it?
That's how it goes. You got to get in them. There you go.
Full time here at TIO Stadium in Darwin, and it is the home team, the Northern Territory Football League 5-5-35, who have defeated Glenelg 1-1-7. A great game. Stan, how did you see it?
Look, the first thing I'll mention is you can hear the appreciation from the crowd about that one. Look, I think they set that up right from the first quarter. They came out of the blocks. Michaela Ward was the go-to.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. History made here at TIO Stadium this evening. The first ever women's Northern Territory representative side winners over the Glenelg Tigers 5-5-35, beating the Glenelg Tigers 1-1-7. Stick around, we'll have our best on ground presentations coming up next. And of course, don't forget, just after 6:30 tonight, it is the men's rep side taking on the Glenelg Tigers. Presentations coming up next.
Took a couple of big, strong marks. So great games, her, and a great game by both teams in the end. It was good to see Glenelg sort of fight back in that third quarter, but NT Women's too strong in the end.
And absolutely. And how good is it to see rep footy back in the Northern Territory, the traditional Australia game match in the women's competition for the first time. It's been a long time. It's been fantastic to have Glenelg up here, and the game was played in great spirit as we see both teams embrace each other at the end of the game. It's been a pretty tough 12 months for everyone in football around Australia with the COVID restrictions, and we've been very lucky up here in Darwin, and fantastic to host Glenelg today, and we hope that this continues. So my name's Liz Cruz, Stan Coombe and Nick O'Reilly. Fantastic to have you in the box today. There were some classic dad jokes and banter.
There was.
Very enjoyable, and so we hope Glenelg come back for some more of that. We'll hand back down to the ground announcers now, and we'll listen to the best on ground announcement. Thanks everyone for joining us on the NITV broadcast.